Come on, guys, let's solve case scenario 8 from our case scenario discussion. This question is going to be on accounting standard 10 property, plant and equipment, read with accounting standard 16 borrowing cost. Start reading. On 1st of April, Shubham Limited purchased some land for rupees 30 lakh for the purpose of constructing the new factory. The cost of 30 lakhs included legal cost of rupees 2 lakhs for the purpose of acquisition of land. This 2 lakhs should be actually included in the cost. 30 includes 2. I don't have to take 28 and 2 separately. So 30 will be absolutely fine. So when I'm considering the value of my factory, I will write purchase price of my land, including the legal cost, which is not required to be adjusted, is 30. The next piece of information is construction started on 1st of May. This looks to be the information that would be little crucial. Remember, we purchased the land in April. We've started construction in May. This might be required later, so I would make a note of this. When did we start the construction? May. And 1st of April is when we actually bought the land. Good. Construction started on 1st of April. Shubham Limited provides with the following details. Preparation and leveling of the land. You tell me, can I include this cost? Yeah. Site preparation cost. I will add this to the cost of my asset. Preparation and leveling of land, 80,000 rupees. Next, after this 80, we have employment cost of the construction workers is 29,000 rupees per month. I would have to include this. But for how many months? I don't know it right now. It will be for the period of construction. For 1 month it is 29. I don't know how many months to take. So I'll write the heading. I'll write the name, but I'll leave the amount blank. Later when I get to know the period of construction, number of months, I'll multiply it with 29,000 per month and then write the cost as a part of my cost of factory. Can I proceed to the next item? After this I have purchase of material for construction, 21 lakh 24,000. This would obviously be part of my factory cost. I would write here purchase of material for construction 21 lakh 24,000. I am assuming that entire amount is consumed. What if they say in that 24,000 is not consumed? Then I'll do minus 24,000. But right now, there is no such information given. Next, I have with me cost of relocating the employees to new factory work. This is not directly attributable. During the construction, factory cannot run. I'm shifting the employees from one factory to another premises temporarily. Such shifting of employees will add no value to the cost of new factory. This 60,000 is not directly attributable cost. It will not be included here. I would say it is not directly attributable cost, 60,000. Got this? Next, cost of inauguration ceremony on 1st of January, 80,000. Is it part of the cost? No. I would write here inauguration ceremony, 80,000, not part of the cost. By the way, when did inauguration happen? That does not mean asset got completed on 1st of January, unless they tell otherwise. If they tell some other date, I'll take some other date as the date of completion. If they don't tell, then I can assume 1st of January to be the date on which asset was completed. I know the date on which construction started. When I get to know the date on which it is completed, that will help me period for computing that employees' salaries. Overhead cost incurred directly on the construction of the factory. Can I include this? Yeah, they've told directly attributable. How much? 25,000. Cost incurred directly on the construction. Yeah, 25,000 is per month. So I would write here overhead directly attributable to construction. But I don't know how many months. I'll remember 25,000. Later when I get to know number of months, I'll multiply. Same months for here and here. Next, general overhead. Remember a very important point, guys. General overhead is never part of our cost of asset. It is to be excluded. But they're going to play a beautiful game with you. They're telling that they're allocating some part of the general overhead. Allocating means what? They've incurred it generally. Now they're telling in this some part, let's add it to PPE. Can they allocate? When will you include overhead in the cost of the asset? When it is directly attributable and when it is incurred for PPE, not when it is incurred and later allocated. Are you getting it? So they've given one beautiful story. They're telling they're allocating 30,000. Who? Manager. However, company's overhead policy is saying it should be 24,000. Auditor says it should be 15,000. All three of them are wrong. Manager is wrong, company's policy wrong, auditor is also wrong. Overhead should be included when it is directly charged or attributable, not when it is incurred separately and then allocated to PPE. So this entire box is a game to play with your mind. Don't let them cuddle with your mind. Ignore this part completely and royally. So this general overhead is there, no, allocated overhead cost, whatever value, that 24, 30, 15, completely ignored, not to be considered. Am I right? Then what do we have? Construction of the factory was completed. When did it get completed? Construction of the factory was completed on 31st December. They did no delay. Completed on 31st December, 1st of January, they did inauguration. Let me write that here. It is important for me. When did the construction work get completed? 31st December. So what is the period of construction? 1st of May to 1st of December. May, June, July, August, September, October, November. How many months? I'll write here 8 months is the period of construction. 8 months is the period of. So when 8 months is the period of construction, I would write here my salary of 29,000 per month into 8, 25,000 overhead into 8. Can I say 2 lakh 32 and 2 lakh will become part of the cost of PPE? Come, what's next after that? The overall useful life of the factory building was estimated at 40 years from the date of completion. However, it was estimated that roof will have to be replaced after 20 years. So factory building walls 40 years, roof 20 years. So I will not record building as my one asset. I'll split it into two assets after I identify the total cost. Here I'll get the total cost of the factory. That should be split into factory, which is roof and rest of the factory separately. You get it? And I would have to also separate land. Why? Land, no depreciation. Factory, two bifurcations. One part 40 years, one part 20 years useful life. Then they've told after the date of completion, the cost of replacing the roof at current prices would be 25% of the cost of the building. Now, why did they tell this? They're telling 25% of the total cost is roof. So the rest of the factory will be 75%. Right now, whatever the cost that you incurred for the building, no, on that 25% of the cost is roof. So 75% will be building. Easy piece of information. Am I right? Sir, can I take this total here? No, don't do that. Why? There's one more paragraph. Age 10 ಆಯ್ತು 16 entry ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರಲ್ಲ. Now post interval entry age 16. See, the construction of the factory was partly financed by a loan of 28 lakhs borrowed on 1st of April 2022. So when did we take the loan? 1st of April. Loan taken, come land purchased. 1st of April. When did the asset get completed? What is the period? How many months? 9 months. 9 months is the period of loan. For these 9 months, interest has to be capitalized to the cost of the asset, specific loan. After 31st of December, January, February, March, interest will be charged to P&L. Shall we do that also? How much is the loan taken? 28 lakh. What is the rate of interest? 9%. What is the period? 9 months on 28 lakhs for 9% at for 9 months at 9%. How much do we get? 1 lakh. There's one last piece of information. During the period when the loan proceeds have been fully utilized to finance the construction, Shubham Limited received investment income of 25%. In between, some idle period was there. On that, they received 25,000. Specific borrowing. We have to deduct this from the cost of borrowing. So the borrowing is 28 lakh at the rate of 9% for long period, but construction period is 9 months. I'm assuming it to be a qualifying asset, though it takes 9 months. That's always the assumption that you should do. So 28 lakhs into 9% into 9 by 12 is my borrowing cost. From that, interest income of 25,000 will be deducted only to find 1,64,000 to be my cost. Add the entire item to identify my cost. 30 lakh plus 80,000 plus 232 plus 2124 plus 2 lakh plus 164. 58 lakh will become the cost of factory building, including land. In that, how much is land? I would write here How much is the factory building? Land 30 lakhs. Land 30, no? Out of 58. If land is 30, building is 28. Did you understand? Together it is 58. In that land is 30. Factory will be 28. Now when I'm depreciating on the land is 0. Why? It has indefinite useful life. Now I should do depreciation on factory. I would have done 28 lakh divided by just one number. Now I'd have to split it into two parts. 25% is roof, 75% is rest of the factory. Sir, why 25, 75? They've told roof constitutes 25% of the cost of the building. Roof, how much is the useful life? Roof is 20 years. And then building is 40 years. Help me do this. Take 30 lakhs, sorry, 28 lakhs into 25% into 1 by 12 into 3 by 12. Sir, why 3 by 12? Asset got ready by 31st of December. Year ends 31st of March. Or production started 1st of February, but year ends when? 31st March. January, February, March. 3 months depreciation. Depreciation is computed after the asset is ready to be put to use. I'll repeat, 28 lakh is the cost of the factory. 25% of it is roof. Useful life is 20 years. In the current year, asset was ready by December. Period of utilization in the current year after the asset is ready is 3. So 3 by 12. How much do we get? 8,750. How will we compute the rest of the factory's depreciation? Simple. 28 lakh into 75% into useful life is 40. Rest of the factory 1 by 40 into 3 by 12. 13,120. You deduct 28 lakh only 8,750 and 13,125. 27 lakh 78,125 will be the cost of factory building. We've done all computations. Now all that we need to do is just answer the questions. Come on. What is the first question? They've told you are required to assume that net finance cost to be allocated to the cost of the factory, not land. Obviously, land is not a qualifying asset. Borrowing cost will be added to factory only. We've done that. They told interest cost to be capitalized based on 9 months period. We did already 9 months period. We took from 1st of April to 31st December. Period of construction. Once the asset is ready, borrowing cost capitalization will cease. We know it, but they're still trying to teach us. Based on the following information given in the above scenario, answer the following multiple choice questions. Number 1. Which of the following costs incurred directly on construction will be capitalized? You will capitalize 2 lakh. Relocating employees? No. Inauguration expense? No. Allocated general overhead expense? No. Answer is option A. Amount of employment cost of construction workers will be capitalized. Employment cost 2 lakh 32. 2 lakh 32. Option C is the answer. Come to third one. What is the amount of net borrowing cost to be capitalized to the cost of factory? Borrowing cost to be capitalized. Net they've asked. That is after deducting 25. 1 lakh 64 is the answer. 1 lakh 64 is the answer. Fourth question. What will be the carrying amount? That is value after charging depreciation of the factory. Factory after charging depreciation. 27 lakh 78,125. 27 lakh 78,125. 8 marks in your pocket. See you all in the next one.